This is the Amarillo Independent at the Rick Husband Amarillo International Airport. We are waiting for the arrival of Michael Coombs, who is doing the Flight for the Human Spirit. Mr. Coombs is flying a Remos 3, a special aircraft known as a light sport aircraft, to all 50 states in the United States. He is on his way from Denton via Wichita Falls and is expected to arrive in Amarillo shortly.
I am here in Amarillo to encourage people to go out and follow their dreams. My dream was to go out and fly, so I fulfilled that dream, but now I'm trying to reach out and just encourage as many people as we possibly can to go out and follow their dreams, whatever they are. I took off from Salina, Kansas on April the 8th, and so far I've covered 15,000 miles. It's 15,000 to 15,500 today. 40 states. Amarillo is stop number, I believe, 107. It's been an amazing journey. I tell you, it's been an incredible journey. Well, it has had its challenges. This airplane, it's a Remos GX aircraft, and it's manufactured in Germany. It's all carbon fiber, so it's very light. This is one of the heaviest Remos you'll ever find, but yet, even with that said, it weighs 791 pounds. So one thing I found flying across the country is wind and these little airplanes don't get along too well. So you'll find me being very cautious to stay on the ground if it's excessively windy.
How was the landing today? We noticed that there was a little crosswind. How was that?
There was. You know, the crosswind today here in Amarillo was very noticeable. Just right before I came in, it had increased 4 miles an hour, which is enough to make me adjust my settings a little bit more. But what I found with this plane is it'll land very well in crosswinds. You just take all the runway that you need. Make sure you land a little bit fast and keep that wind on that tail, and it's fine.
Part of your story is that you were very ill, and that was sort of part of your inspiration. Tell us about your illness and why you chose light sport aircraft in that context.
Absolutely. Just yesterday, we celebrated my 7-year anniversary of getting sick. Now that sounds like a funny way to say it, but it was that illness that really prompted this flight. Back in August of '03, I was very ill. I wasn't expected to recover, and it took about 1.5 years to finally get back on my feet. But what's interesting is I had always wanted to fly, but I always put that dream off for whatever reason. It's too expensive, I don't have an airplane, on and on. And once I got sick, I realized that that dream is never going to come true. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. So in December of '03, I read an article in Popular Mechanics on the light sport aircraft that were just being introduced at the time, and it buoyed my spirits. I knew that this was something I could do. At the time, I didn't think it would be me flying it. I thought it was going to be my wife that would pilot, but at least I would be able to fly and fulfill that dream. But as I kept getting better and better, here I am in Amarillo, Texas. My heart stopped twice in August of '03. There's two things I like to say about people that are looking to fulfill their dreams. There's two simple steps. One is you've got to believe in it. If you don't believe in it, scale it back down to a place where you can believe in it. And the second thing is just take a daily step, whatever it might be, to fulfilling that dream. This flight for me started with absolutely nothing. I was in New York City in the end of October of 2008, and announced the Flight for the Human Spirit. In December of '08, I was laid off of my job. So we started this project with no resources whatsoever. You're looking at a guy with more guts than brains. But at the same time, I'm a guy who had a dream, and I wasn't going to let that go. When we named this the Flight for the Human Spirit, it was very, very appropriately named. My ultimate goal is, and it's changed today actually. My ultimate goal was to reach 20 million people and to encourage them to never ever give up on their dreams, whatever those dreams are. They may not necessarily be aviation oriented, Some people that I've talked to have started restaurants. Other people have mended relationships. It's just been very fascinating how this project has inspired so many people in different ways. But we just had a magazine interview for one of the largest magazines in the country that has a circulation of 33 million that will be out in this November. So we've reached our goal of 20 million. So today I'm announcing that I'm upping that goal to 50 million people that we're trying to reach out to. And we'll do it. I've learned resilience from this trip. There are times where I feel like I should be flying, but the weather's too bad and I have to just alter my day. I've learned that there's a lot of people out there that are great people. We have Coyote Flight School, for instance, here in Amarillo that sponsored our stop here. And people that believed in this flight when a lot of other people said, no, we don't think he's going to do it. And you know, people like Angie at Coyote Flight School, they're the ones who are saying, we believed all along and are behind this project. And I think that's what's really fueling me, is the people that I keep meeting every single place that I go. It's absolutely fantastic. This is flight day number 26, and it ends in Santa Fe, New Mexico. New Mexico will be state number 41 for us. But I am actually en route now up to Alaska. We should be in Alaska in about 3 weeks in that little airplane. I have to say that Hawaii is still the last piece of this puzzle that we don't have figured out yet. Somehow that aircraft will get to Honolulu. There's no doubt in my mind. There's absolutely no doubt. It's just how is it going to happen right now? I did have a fan. I was just up in Oshkosh, Wisconsin 2 weeks ago for AirVenture, the world's largest air show. And I had a fan come up to me all excited. He says, Mike, I have the answer to Hawaii. I said, what's that? He said, roll it into the cargo hold of a cruise ship. So that's actually a great idea that we're pursuing right now to see if there's an opportunity there to transport it via cruise ship. And the reason why this is an historic flight is not only is it a light sport aircraft, and no light sport aircraft has ever flown into all 50 states, but this is a completely unmodified aircraft. There are no additional fuel cells. There's no additional boost to the motor at all. I mean, this is straight off the factory line. Hope 1, which is the name of my aircraft, is the most technologically advanced light sport aircraft in the sky. And that was by design. It's got live satellite tracking. Our fans know that they can track us every 2 minutes as I'm flying. We've got collision avoidance, there's a ballistic parachute, there's autopilot. It's unbelievable the technology that we've got in this aircraft. And this flight as well is the first historic flight to really utilize social media. We have an amazing number of people who visit our website every day. I'm averaging 4.5 to 5.2 gallons an hour for the fuel burn, cruising at roughly 122 miles an hour. We've calculated that I'm averaging about 33 miles to the gallon on this trip. At 120 miles an hour, you can't beat that. And there's no traffic jams.